one to know one, homo.
You're
Take one
just
to know.
so handsome. Look at you doing your Miami Vice roll up your sleeves.
Hey, straight teeth. I still have the cast version of my old teeth right in front of me.
I didn't know
Before
you
I
got
got the
new
braces.
teeth. What? I'm
I got
confused.
braces 2 years ago.
I didn't know that. I don't pay it. So you didn't replace your teeth. You just had them
No,
straightened.
no, seriously. These, like, this is how it looked before.
Wow. Are you sure you're not like 100% British?
And maybe that's where the accent came from.
Yeah.
Seriously, they were crooked as hell. Look at them now.
You could sail a boat through that cap. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Something with tongue position and all that, or whatever. But
No wonder you got that lisp. Okay. All right.
that's because of gum.
Mm.
So, how have you been?
Tired, busy, a lot of stuff. I know people say that, like, I've been busy. Well, actually, yeah, I have been busy. And people, when they say that, usually are busy, but they're busy doing dumb shit. But I am preparing to get all of my Q's and T's dotted because it's tax season here in the US. So I'm getting my taxes done so I can then fly to Asia, do my little Asia tour, which isn't so little. And all the tremendous amount of bullshit that goes into that, like getting your passport and getting COVID tests and all that other thing. And what does this country require to come in? And where do I, transport here? And
just saying, Cappy, just because they look like women, that still makes you gay when they have a dick.
I'm going to say it for the 9,000th time. I am not going for fun. This is not a fun trip. This is to find property. This is to find out where I gotta go when we just have, like, when they start putting the gun to your head and saying you today is time for your morning black women vagina licking, where it's like you must bow down and, like, not Republican black woman, no, but Democrat black woman vagina. You must lick the black woman's vagina now. They'll come and the dopey people in the suburbs, the pushover white folk will be just, oh, we really ought to lick the black woman's vagina. Okay. All right.
I saw that with what was it? My phone had an update, and there was something in that update that said it'll also give you a notification of XYZ Day for Black History Month. I'm like, what the fuck do I have to do with Black History? I'm Dutch. We have Sinterklaas. We don't care. Okay, we may have started the East Indian Trading Company. We might have, and we might have something to do.
You didn't. Not when a single one of you alive today did, but it doesn't.
No.
I'll be perfectly honest. A lot of it is economic and what would be called sovereign risk or political diversification, where the political entity you're part of is becoming untenable, and you should not just be solely reliant upon one economy or one country. So that's kind of the thing. The other thing, I'm so sick and tired of what is nothing short of a mental illness, like a nationwide, culture-wide mental illness that is taking over. And I'm sure maybe there's I guess hysteria, mass hysteria might be the proper term for it. I am so sick of living in a country where people are fat. We get excited about someone who threw the ball through the hoop. I'm okay with sports and people having fun, but when it's the only thing, and I'm so sick and tired of seeing ugly people, fat people, people who don't know how to drive. I'm just done with it. And so I got to find more of an Arthur Schopenhauer kind of way. I got to get away from these people and find a place where, it's more, I'm not even talking about wealthy, but it's not saying you are frowned upon if you get fat, where you are supposed to be quiet in public. You're not loud, where you're not allowed to have 43 flavors of gender, not because you're not genuinely that thing you claim to be, but because you're a spoiled little suburbanite quant who wants to be popular or special. I'm just done with it. Just done with this shit. So I want to go where people almost hate me a little bit because I'm not them.
Like, I have been off the internet for as much as possible. And all I've been doing is hunting jobs, training my client here, got a couple of clients online, and building my medieval scenery. The one I showed you. And you tell me all this about looking at the black woman vagina and things like that. And I'm sitting here, what? I'm building my mini soldiers. I am
Yeah.
preparing my defenses of the opposition coming soon, and we need to protect the farms and the building.
You're like sitting there like the field marshals in World War I, moving little pieces around on the little battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I built an entire gatehouse. I built a fucking wall and a gatehouse. I made more promises come true than Trump. I built them.
No, I'm all for it. Like, really, the escapism is true. The one thing I do kind of fun is I do go hiking all the time. And but even then, just going out in public. And by the way, Vegas is probably one of the best major metros. There's not that much traffic. I mean, there's certainly a poor part of town. And actually, I kind of drive through there to remind myself why I'm fortunate, because I work hard. But even then, just going through the grocery line, interacting with the people is becoming harder and harder for me to take. And how much of that is me getting older and grumpier, more pissed off, versus how much is it people being slower? I think it's a bit of both, but it's not. I'm looking fast forward 20 years down the road. What are people going to be doing? Shoving sticks up their ass, like jerking themselves off in the middle of the highway, and then people are like, well, they just have jerk off in the middle highway mental disorder. You know, we need to give them money. You know, you should be ashamed for kicking them off the highway. This is a country of adult children, so I don't want to deal with it any longer, or at least. But there is a lot. That's why I don't watch the news. That's why I don't really pay attention. Oh my God, did you see this? I'm like, did the stupid people do a stupid thing? Okay, I don't care. I'm taking action so that this doesn't affect me anymore.
I mean, in the Netherlands, the far right.
You mean the normal people?
Okay, he is a bit extreme on his viewpoints on the Islam. I'm gonna
Wilder or Wilder?
Yeah, Wilders.
Yeah, Wilders. Yeah.
Wilders. But he won and things like that, and everybody was happy. And I'm like, no, there's no point of being happy yet, because he needs to form a coalition.
Yeah.
And that coalition is not gonna be pretty. That process ain't gonna be pretty. And guess what? It wasn't pretty. But here I was silently hoping, like, you know what? We're gonna get less taxed on food and basic resources. We're going to get taxes off inheritance. We're going to get a lesser income tax. It's like, they care about the environment. They're going to focus on immigration, which immigration is a thing, yeah. But I'm like, reduce the fucking taxes already. Just do it. Be done with it.
Same thing with Argentina. Oh my God, Milei, I think is the guy's name. He got elected.
Oh,
yeah. Have you ever studied Argentina? And I will say this because I have studied Argentina as an economist back in the day. The people are lazy sacks of shit who just want free shit and keep defaulting on loans. Not my opinion. Go look it up. All right. Oh my God, the one guy got elected. I'm like, what about the legislature, the Congress? Like, have the people had a come to Jesus meeting? Are they done with the free shit and the inflation? Or are they just like, well, things got so bad, we'll desperately vote in a libertarian, but we're not going to let him or her do the thing that they're supposed to do. And so I just don't care anymore.
Didn't he fire like a majority of the government people?
He did. And I don't know what presidential powers the president of Argentina has, but it seems like a lot more than what a lot of European and American or Western nations have. I don't know if Argentina is considered Western or not, but yeah, he got rid of a bunch of ministries. He got rid of the limousine pool for all the hoity-toity types, the politicians. So I mean, he is doing what he can. My reservations are not against Millie or even Wilders. I'm sure they as individual people, but even the president or prime minister can only do so much. That's why you have a legislature to represent the people. And the people are always fucking morons. So I don't care.
I've come to peace with that. The world is one giant piece of shit.
You have to, because you're not going to change it. You can react to it, and that's what I'm doing. Or you can going and playing with your Legos is the wisest thing, because that 3-4 hours you spend cannot be taken away from you. You spend that higher percentage of your life enjoying your life.
But I got that from you, from Enjoy the Decline, where it's like you put it into words, and I hate giving you a compliment.
It really does hurt, doesn't it?
It's like deep inside, there's something. I thought I had no feelings anymore, but like deep down inside, when I give you a compliment, it's like, Oh God, kidney stones, man. Fucking But what was it? The end goal is being a 5-year-old adult, an
Yeah.
adult 5-year-old. It's like,
Yes.
look, Watson, my best friend. He does the same thing. He's building that medieval scenery and shit like that.
Mhm.
2 years ago, Lego released this giant 4,500 piece Lego castle, Lion Knight's castle. And he had it. I had it too. That was so much fun. Like, we ordered it on the same day. I got it 2 days before.
Are you guys
so
in a race to see who can finish it first?
No. With the building process, it's like, nah, you don't want to rush that. But it was funny that I got it 2 days earlier than he did, even though we ordered it at the same time. But a while back, what was it, Black Friday or whatever? Mind you, this thing is 4,500 pieces.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was big. It was big. And all of a sudden, like Black Friday weekend, blah, 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 I get a text. It's like, it is on sale. I'm like, you already got one. A couple of hours later, he's like, now I get 2. It's like, what?
Maybe 2 of them? Does Watson have a big enough place to?
Yeah.
Oh, he does. Okay, all right, fine. I was just
Yeah.
wondering. So.
I'm like, what? It's still one of the most hilarious things ever. It's got 2 of those bloody things. But what he does with like the, so he built the new one with his now girlfriend, and the old one, he took that down, and he's going to rebuild certain things as addition to that main castle.
Okay.
Which looks pretty cool. That's what I did. Like that scenery I showed you.
Mhm.
That is old pieces from the same set that I bought multiple times.
It's badass. I mean, I don't know why you threw away your pirate Legos either, but I mean, I would.
Not all of them. Not all
I
of
know,
them.
but
Like,
why did you even throw away one? Unless it was so kind of crap. You're like, I really don't like how this finished off in the end. But
at that time,
work.
Like the whole Portugal the idea was a thing, and I'm like, minimalism, and I can't take it back to the grave either. But I've got the main one I still have. I've got the first ever set my dad bought me. I got that sealed in box.
Oh, nice.
That was before I went out to Rob and Vince. Did I ever tell you that story?
Yeah, you went and had your gay convention. And,
no, not that part.
You
The
practiced
part
on Rob because he was short. And,
no, the part where I was like, you know what? I want my first ever set sealed in box. I want it on the shelf.
Yeah.
To just be like sealed everything.
Right.
Turns out that thing tripled in value.
Really? So what's it worth? $50?
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm not a Lego connoisseur. Is it $400? It's worth $400.
It's 4 figures. That's all I'll say.
Worth $1,000?
I said 4 figures.
Okay, all right. Well, all right. That's some valuable plastic.
Sealed in box. It turned out that a couple of years ago, vintage Lego sets were better than the stock market.
Oh, yeah. Well,
those were very specific sets. I know which ones they are, but it's like if you had those sealed in box, it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy that. Blah 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 blah. Came from France, and I was like, okay, if I order it now, it will be here before I get on that plane.
Mm-hmm. Before.
The day comes, day before I leave, like nothing. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're going to deliver it tomorrow at the time I'm in fucking Amsterdam.
Oh.
Now, normally, the postal service, if you're not home, they bring the parcel to a parcel shop. Because nobody can receive it. You have to sign it, especially that one. And I'm tracking that thing in the airport. It's like, okay, it's there. We delivered your parcel.
Who stole it?
I'm like, I'm not home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we signed for it. I'm like, I'm not home. So I called the old man. I'm like, hey, were you there? He's like, no, why? I'm like, I'll call you back. I'm in the middle of that airplane before we fly off.
Yeah.
So I call the postal service. I'm like, hey, what's up? You guys were supposed to deliver me something. I'm not home, and I get a message. You not only delivered it, but that I
Sign
signed for it. I'm not home. Where is it? Can you contact the driver? Oh, no, sir, we can't. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, can you fix it? I'll put you on hold.
So they're just like Americans. Oh, I'm just an effing retard over.
I'll put you on hold. I'll put you on hold. And soon I will do something that Bill Burr taught me, by the way. I'll put you on hold. So I'm like, and you get the light of like, please fasten your seat.
Yeah, sure.
I'm like, come on.
That's how God puts his dick in you. Yep, I'm
like, come on. Luckily, I had a stop at Ireland, but okay. I'm like, okay. And he finally is there. He finally picks up again. It's like, sir, thank you for waiting. I'm like, yeah, what can you do for me? It's like, well, I now can't reach him, but you could file a complaint if you would like to. I would fucking like to file a complaint. Yes. That whole plane just silent, looks at me. I'm like, sorry.
Well, what ended up happening? Did the post guy sign for it himself? Did
the post guy apparently signed for it himself?
Yeah, there you go.
So I get to Ireland, an hour waiting. I'm like an hour biting my nails on that plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to get out of the plane, blah, 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 blah,
Sure.
blah. And I call my dad. I'm like, do me one fucking favor right now. Drive to the place and just see if it's there.
Right.
Because he didn't know what it was. I wanted to be a surprise. I'm like, please do that. So I wait like 15 minutes or whatever because I had to wait for an hour anyway. And all of a sudden I get a photo of that parcel. Just
there you go.
Standing in front of the door. It's like.
So that's not what they're supposed to do in Norway?
No.
Oh.
They're supposed to bring it to a fucking shop where you can pick it up in safety. Where your parcel is safe because it's yours and it's safe from theft.
Interesting. Okay.
Now,
here they just leave it on the stoop, but I'm sure they probably
stoop.
don't. Yeah, they don't necessarily do that in certain parts of the country. I'm sure, but where I live,
I was so freakishly pissed off, but also very relieved of like, okay, it's there. I'm like, put the thing inside and leave it there. Don't touch it. Like,
but can you see where, like, that's your postal service? I bet you that wasn't some immigrant or some affirmative. I guarantee you it was some spoiled little asshole in the West who just decided to sign for it and lie. Essentially, that's what they did. That's the shit I'm done with, like, right now. Because the irony, I think maybe you're hitting this too, is, okay, you want to be a 5-year-old adult. What is implied in being 5 years old?
You're not responsible.
Well, you're an adult. You have to be responsible. What were you doing at 4 or 5 years old?
Not worrying about stupid shit.
You were having fun. You didn't have a care in the world. And here I am. I was already a minimalist before, but because of things like that, not necessarily postal people's lying is essentially what it is. But anytime there is a new thing that comes into my house, whether that's a tool bench or something, there's so many now opportunities for all the people involved to fuck it up and piss me off that I am so thankful I am done with that now. And it's human avoidance. That's what it is. In order to have fun, you can't be angry, but in order to not be angry, you must avoid humans or minimize your interaction with them in an irresponsible society. I'm sure in the 50s, things would have been a little bit different.
I mean, even when I go outside, I try to like interact with people, but most of them just got a scowl. Maybe my face ain't pretty, but like a lot of people just got a scowl. Even like the clerks.
Yeah.
Like a lot of clerks, I just go like, why would I even want to shop here anymore?
Right.
Like,
but that's I can understand that because they have to deal with all the other people and they're at work. See, when you're out on a walk, you're not on a mission. You're not reliant on other people to do their jobs.
My mission is to survive on a walk.
Right. Even something as simple as getting gas, which has technically no human interaction, but you need the humans to make sure the gas pumps are working. So if you're just going for a walk and going out there, you're probably in an already better mood. And you do not require one human to do their job because you're not requiring a service or a product. You're just out for a walk. those people are dealing with idiots every day, coming in and out, asking stupid questions, not having money, and like, I gotta take something back. I guarantee you that's why when you go out in public and you're dealing with people who are working, they're miserable. But think about this: the argument for the least amount of things and the least amount of interactions with other people is almost going to become a prerequisite to enjoy your life, because it would be nice to have that Lego set, but the post guy ain't going to do it. It would be nice for me to go have a dinner, but they're going to screw up my, like, even coffee, something simple as coffee. I go and I get a Breve latte because I'm a snooty fuck now. It's it's got heavy cream, and so I use that to break my fast, but then also push my hunger until 4 p.m. so I don't eat breakfast or
But you're still consuming sugar, so you're not fasting.
There's no sugar in it. It's all fat.
Yeah, but it is calories, so you're not.
It is calories, right? But I have it about 11 or noon, and then that kicks it off. It's working for me. Don't worry about the logistics. All I'm saying is, even something as simple as the gal screwing up that order, and then put sugar in it. It's like, okay, So I think going forward, we're all going to have to become Arthur Schopenhauer. Like, you know what he did for fun? He went for walks in the woods. That's all he did. He just go for a daily walk in the woods to get away from people. He was
sounds like Watson. All of a sudden, like for a weekend, he just disappears. Disappears like somewhere in the woods. It's like, okay. Like a while back, he's like, I have this new sleeping bag and blah blah blah. I was fucking freezing out. It's like, oh, I'm gonna try that new sleeping bag. I'm like, the next day, I'm like, well, you had fun freezing to death. It's like, well, no, yeah, he built a shelter and things like that. Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. Like, I make fun of it, but it's actually pretty fucking cool. Like, I know when shit goes down, I'm going to his place. It's like, hey, you know this? Like, what do you need? What do you need? It was like, I'm relying on him on that one.
If I'm here and the shit goes down, I actually got a pretty good team set up. The great one among other people, we all got like, okay, we agreed to have sleeping shifts. We're going to patrol the perimeter. We have more than enough ammo and weapons. The only thing I got to get off the ground is moonshining. I got to make my booze. Got to learn how to make booze.
I thought you stopped drinking.
Well, I'm not drinking it. Okay. Come along with me now, Jack. All right. Think about this. The economy collapses. There's no cops. So you got to do patrol and shit like that. What are you going to do to survive in the new post-apocalyptic world?
Eat.
Okay, what are you going to eat?
Roadkill.
Roadkill, right. So you're thinking like, man, I should maybe go make my own food, right? So what will you have to do?
Hunt
and
kill.
Farm. Because everyone's going to be hunting the same. Okay, if that's your strategy, you know what you're going to be eating?
Other humans?
Yeah, other humans. I mean, that's going to be your number one source of problems. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. So there's that. Okay. Once the immediate culling and killing and chaos and warlords are starting to be established and teams are forming and alliances and all that, people are going to have to start making food again. Do you know how hard it is to farm without combustion engines?
Hard.
All right. Do you think people are going to want to drink?
Yeah. I was just thinking it like, the world.
Do you know how much easier it is to make booze than it is to farm?
A lot easier, I think.
Do you know who everybody likes more than the farmer?
The liquor store salesman?
The booze salesman, right. Do you know how contracts were settled in colonial America about half the time, and what currency?
With alcohol.
Booze. Yeah, so I'm going to make my own printing press. I'm not going to drink it, but I'm going to make my own booze.
Oh, so you're becoming a drug dealer. Nice.
No, it's legal. I guess it is a drug, sure.
If the economy fails, everything's legal.
Right. You're right. There is nothing illegal. You're right.
We don't know this word.
Yeah, but I'm not walking behind the farting end of a donkey plowing a field to grow some potatoes. All right. I'm going to make the booze. And then I'm going to have all the harem of younger women that I want because I'm the booze guy. See, and I will pay for people, and I will have security teams, and I might even get a really shitty crown. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm gonna be the what was the Homer Simpson one?
Oh yeah, where he's made of gold.
No, it's where he becomes a booze runner, and Elliot Ness, a spoof of Elliot Ness, tries to hunt him down. With he's, are you the
Uh,
beer baron? He was the beer baron, and he was running an illegal moonshine operation, and the feds are trying to find Homer Simpson. So I'm going to become the beer baron, and then I'll get my dick sucked. That's the short, really short.
Finally, you're finally
Finally,
losing
by
your
not a guy,
virginity.
by a woman this time. How about that? It's crazy talk, no, isn't it?
Oh my god. Took you time. It took you long
Took
enough
you
to lose
time.
your virginity. By God, man.
Hey, speaking of fun, did I tell you what I did last night?
My mom.
No, your mom's dead. I almost
No.
sent you a mom joke. I was like, oh, this would be a good one. Oh, wait, his mom's dead. I shouldn't say
I mean,
that. So,
go
well,
ahead.
a little bit of respect for the dead. But I saw Cowboy Bebop, the movie. It's in theaters here in the United States. So I went to the theater and saw it.
Nice.
Yep. So I saw
Oh.
Die Hard 2 months ago in the theater, and then Cowboy Bebop, the movie, which the
Hmm.
last time I saw it was 20 years ago. So it was really cool to see that on the big
I
screen.
love that phrase. I love a woman who can kick my ass.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Uh,
it's a good one.
it's so good. The animation is just amazing on that. I'm playing a new video game right now. Octopath Traveler. It's an RPG.
RPG, isn't yeah.
Yeah. And the art is just so good. The art is absolutely beautiful. It's not even a very like action game or whatever. It's very story oriented. It
Mhm.
just looks beautiful. It just sucks you in. It's like peace and serenity.
Is it
Peace,
a
serenity, and quiet.
I've seen it for sale. Is it more just a hit point, magic point, and you walk around and like it's turn based, you select your strategy, they execute, then you execute kind of thing? Or do you have to like move your character and attack a dragon kind of thing?
No, like the battle system is indeed turn-based, where it's like you attack, you choose your attack, like what is this enemy weak to, blah 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 blah
Mhm.
blah. And then it's a lot of walking, do a bit of side quests. Like I started out being a scholar,
Mm.
and so you have like 6 to 8 characters in that game. And you can play as all of them, and you kind of for the whole story, you need to play as all of them.
Okay.
And I started out as a scholar, and it's like, oh wow, like this certain book of dark evil mystery is missing. Why is that? It's like, and then you go to the library, and then you find out that the headmaster of the or the no, hold
Chief
up, the
librarian.
headmaster of the college has something to do with the library, but why is that? And who
Mm.
has the key? Only blah blah blah. And then you do a little couple of side quests, and it's intriguing, it's fun, and it's non-realistic. It's
It's
escapist.
escapism. Yeah, 100%. Have you played Ghost of Tsushima yet?
No.
Jack, I rarely thankfully to my audience, they've made some recommendations, and Ghost of Tsushima was in there. And I have no faith anymore in video games because they're kind of crap, and it's the same thing over and over. You can't even get a straight first person shooter because now it's all online. You don't even get a campaign with the new video games that you
I mean,
buy.
you don't need to be teabagged by a teenager.
No, no. So I go and I'm like, all right, Ghost of Tsushima. I found it for like $10 used. I put it in. It was an honor to play that game. It
Hmm.
is it's tied for second place in my all-time favorite games.
What
It
is your
was
favorite game
my
anyway?
favorite game is an obscure game called Armed and Dangerous. It's for Xbox.
I
I don't even
think
know if you can find it's so stupid fun. If you watch the cutscenes for Armed and Dangerous Xbox, you'll laugh your ass off.
I think I know it.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
No.
You would love that. You would
Conquers.
love Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Okay, let me put that down. Is it what platform? Any of them like a generation or two ago?
It was on the first Xbox and on the N64. So if you can find it somewhere,
All right.
yeah. Here, Atham agrees with me. Aaron would love Conker's Bad Fur Day. Oh yeah, you would.
Okay.
The humor is vile and gory, and it's childlike humor, but it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I
Well,
love.
it sounds like Armed and Dangerous as well. Then I think you probably enjoy that.
Yeah. You know what I like about you so much, Cappy?
That I don't live anywhere near you.
You know, sometimes it would be fun if you did, in all
Oh
honesty.
Christ, we'd be in jail. We'd be 2 days before we're in jail. What did you do? Oh, Clary got pissed off because Europeans are even dumber and slower than Americans.
You think? You think? Ask Rob how slow I am. It's like I get up at 6 a.m, coffee, boom, get it. Boom.
That's you. I'm talking your other schleppy, free shit.
Oh yeah, those
Europeans. Yeah, I can't imagine the average European now.
Eh,
But
eh.
I do. No joke. If you're looking for escapism and hours on top of hours, Ghost of Tsushima. It was. You can even watch. I wouldn't recommend it because you're depriving yourself. But you know how they got to have kind of like a story that helps. You know, you just don't run around the countryside as a samurai killing people. You got to have a reason. So a story inevitably has to come with these. The story and the cutscenes are a movie unto themselves. A brilliant plot. It's just wonderful.
But is it one of those games that's mostly cutscene?
No.
Okay.
That's Witcher 2, which I stopped playing because I'm like, dude, can I play the game? It was just
Oh
a
man,
movie.
I hate that so much. Where it's like, I want to play the fucking game. Stop making me watch shit. I want to play. Like I played the new Super Mario Wonder for the Switch.
Is it
It's
good?
cool.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm now at like the final level.
Mhm.
Like actually the last of last levels when you've got everything and like this is the thing. This is what we worked for, boys. I can't get through it. 8-year-old me would have like kicked its ass, but me, 33-year-old me, it looks at that as like, nah,
Do
man.
you drink much at all or no? Do you drink at all?
No, not anymore.
So I don't know what happened, but in my drinking days, I would get into this zone where I'd be hammered, right? But I could sail through a video game and just beat the shit out of everything. And then I'd come back sober and play and think like, oh, this is a really easy video game, and just have my ass handed to me. I'm like, how was I better drunk? And I don't know if it's just you got your booze foo going on or what, but several times I'm thinking like maybe I am better drunk than I am sober in some things, but it was kind of shocking to me.
I do remember like the world looked a bit better when you were drunk, where it's like, like the pain goes away, and then you get sober and it's like,
God. Yeah.
You know that yeah, like what I wanted to say, like what I like so much about you, it's like you're like almost 50 years old or whatever, and I can just sit here with you and talk about fucking video games and escapism instead of, well, you need to be an adult, and it's like, oh, fuck that shit.
Haven't we fully established? Hasn't the world established that this adult work hard bullshit and go get married and go get divorced? I mean, it's hilarious seeing traditional and boomer and whatever the moralizers, the authorities. You really ought to do this. You really ought to do this. And then you look and you're like, are you fucking joking me? Go fuck yourself. And now they're just like, yeah, like no one's listening to the adults.
A lot of men are just going Galtic. Can you fucking blame them? Can you fucking blame them? Why wouldn't we? Fuck off.
Yeah. No, and also kind of like shame, I don't think is working anymore, especially on the men. But you really ought to. It's like, oh yeah, tell me more, Mr. 3 mortgages and 62 and no money saved up for retirement and 2 divorce. You tell me more of some of your worldly advice, or some loud, ugly women like, oh, you passport bros, I can't. Yeah. You tell us exactly how we should feel.
Yeah,
and people are just like, nope.
I've got a clip for that.
Do not, I repeat, do not listen to women.
I hate her. It's nothing personal. No. It's a 100. I will admit this, a 100% bigotry on my part, which is not fair. But I'm sorry, you can't be that good looking of a girl and then have to have cut your teeth and forged your steel. You just got by on looks. Please shut up. I don't care. I just don't care. No, you be quiet. I don't want to hear. So they could be right. They could be great political commentators, but I don't want to listen to the Fox News babes. I don't want to listen to affirmative action Candace Owen. I don't want to listen to the Schumann head. No, be quiet. No, I'm going to go listen to a pissed off grizzled Vietnam veteran, not
Oh,
some
yeah.
preppy girl. I don't want.
I'm just not even gonna listen to politics. Not even
Yeah,
that.
no,
It's like
yeah.
but I've been trying to like find podcasts of like more. I do have to watch it though.
Really? You gotta watch it?
No.
Oh.
What I mean is, I don't like. I want to, but it wouldn't be healthy if I fall in that deep hole of escapism,
Yeah.
where it's tempting,
Mm.
but it's not very productive.
Do you want
And
some healthy escapes in podcasts?
yeah, sure.
Have you ever looked into like the movie review guys, like Critical Drinker or Nerdrotic or those guys?
Yeah, but I don't think like I listen to a lot of Neurotic and guys like that, but they how do I phrase this? In my humble opinion, they have the same problem as what the red pill has now. It's complain.
Uh-huh.
And outrage, red meat, outrage. And I'm
Right.
like, look, just don't go see the fucking movie.
Right.
Done.
So then
women are horrible. Then don't date.
right.
Done.
So it's astroturf is what you need, something a little more deep or philosophical then.
I don't know. I don't know yet. Like I'm trying to figure out like finances. I already know what I need to know about finances. Like spend less than you make. Why? Thank you, you most enlightened oracle of
I am
money.
a pretty intelligent genius, aren't I? I am a financial genius. Yes. Spend less than you make, boys.
I don't know. Oh, there we go. But like there was a podcast about Game of Thrones and the whole lore about that and House of the Dragon and shit like that. That was pretty cool. But like if you try to find Rob once told me about like a pirate podcast, which would be pretty cool.
Okay.
What else is there?
History podcasts, kind of. How about space podcasts? Space is kind of fun. I've learned everything about neutron stars and black holes. That's kind of neato.
I mean, knowing you, I mean, your personality is a black hole. By God, man. I've never met somebody so negative.
Yet I'm always proven right in the end. Isn't that amazing?
In the end, we're always proven
oh my
right.
God! What do you mean I gotta lick the black vagina? You know, it said something. Here's my book. You're going to lick the black vagina. I wrote it 10 years ago. And now look, you're licking the black vagina. Oh, I'm sorry I called you a Nazi. You're too bad. You're the one licking the disease-infested black vagina.
I remember that at a former job where they had the pride flag hanging on the wall. It's like, be yourself. But the manager got, I don't know what he had, but he didn't like me because he's like, well, you always like, you're always too nonchalant and blah, blah, blah. It's like, fuck
nonchalant.
Off. Fuck
off. Out of here.
My attitude was too nonchalant and the way I sit was too nonchalant.
Really?
You just look like you don't care. It's like,
I don't. Was this were you paid $300 an hour?
I wish.
Yeah. Okay. So you weren't paid. This was an entry level kind of basic job, right?
It was semi-government.
Okay. So you're supposed to be excited about this?
I mean, everybody was fucking stressed out about work. And I once said, yeah, sorry, I can't be bothered. And like a couple of those women look at me, middle-aged white women, Mars. And they're like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, look, it's very simple. I do not control this. I do not control the flow of work. My day stops at 5, and thus the work stops for me at 5. I will do what I can until then, but if there's work left, not my problem. Then they should hire more people.
That was enough to get you fired, huh?
Yeah. Because the Mars were angry. Like, apparently he had a complaint, and maybe I should have shut up, but I meant it positively because they were stressed out. Yeah. They were completely stressed out. They were fucking eating their nails, pulling their hair out. I'm like, look, you cannot fix this. And they were complaining. I'm like, all you can do is let it come. Let it get over. Let it just water off a duck's back. Just let it come. And they were fucking stressed out and like, he doesn't care and blah, blah, blah. It's like,
can you see why this society, not necessarily the Western, but a society like that where you can get fired for being nonchalant.
I
Or
know.
I've told the story before where I got a job offer, but then the next day they called and said, we're a little concerned about, you were teaching dance classes outside of work. And we're a little concerned because you weren't smiling when you came in that morning. And it's just like, you know what? No society, no economy can function like this, where you have so few problems and you have such delusional expectations that you are on par with a Miami 10 to think that your employees must have this perfect attitude. It's like, nope, done. Just done. And you know what? You're starting to see, especially what's his name? Josh Fluke. You ever watch Josh Fluke?
Yeah.
I think he's one of the linchpins to the new intellectual renaissance that's happening here. Say, look at this. Look at these fucking psychopaths. You're like, yeah, you're right. And thank God there's a lying flat or a quiet quitting or whatever like that. But yeah, you cannot, it's untenable. It's like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Fine, I'll collect a government check. I don't care. I'll go be homeless. I'm not dealing with this.
At a certain point, but the problem is, and you wrote about that too, where it's like at a certain point, you need to be intellectually stimulated. Like there are days where I just want to stay inside and stare at the wall and blah, blah, blah. But then I see the sun shining and my body's like, no.
Just go out and play. Yeah.
And like the mind is like, let me be. It's like, nope, gotta get outside. I can't even stop it. Like I become like restless.
That's
if
a
I
good
don't
thing.
go. Yeah, it's fucking annoying, but
we've had nothing but 3 days of rain. And this is the third day of rain. In Vegas, it's supposed to be warm-ish, and the sun is supposed to come out. It has been Seattle for the past 72 hours. Do you know how hard it is to get motivated to go to the gym? And I first day I did taxes. This is the perfect. You get that rainy day, right? Where, it's too rainy. I don't have to go outside. I have forgiveness. I could stay in and be a pig this one day and maybe watch some television and do the taxes and all the boring work. Then the second day comes around of rain. You're like, there's literally nothing left to do. Okay, well, I'll do the really anal retentive, really, really petty things like organizing my socks or something. That's the level we're going. Then the third day comes around, more rain. And I'm like, okay, like what's the last shit I want to do? And I'm like, well, I guess I'll go on a podcast with Jack. That's how bottom of the barrel we are today.
Well, like, I get it, man. I get it. Don't worry. Man, who knows?
Do we have a topic? Was there anything? Was this?
This is just us catching up and doing stuff. Like, what do you want to talk about? Women suck. Men hate it.
I don't like Anthem. Can we talk about how much we don't like Anthem?
I mean, he's Mexican. Just throw him off the wall.
Yeah, but I mean, that considered, he himself. There's the Mexican aspect of him which we don't like, obviously. But then there's the Anthem aspect of Anthem, where you're like, God, that guy.
Hey, he finally graduated.
He did graduate. Yeah. So I got to go to his graduation.
Well, like, have you finally got the house done? Everything?
Yeah. No, everything. No, it's how would I explain it? It might be akin to your Legos, where you are aware of Legos. You're an expert at Legos. No, it is. I'm being deadly seriously. You know how much it would take to put together a 4,500 piece set, and you could show people, look, I did this 4,500 piece set, and people are like, oh, that's nice, but they're like, it's Legos, because they don't understand. And it's something like, hey, I did the landscaping on my house. And let's just admit it, everyone under 40 doesn't own a house because you guys keep voting for free money and wonder why houses is so expensive. But they're like, oh, okay, so he did landscaping, put down some sod. So it's like, no, you don't understand to have nothing left to do on your house. And I would say concurrent with that, to have not one piece of clutter in my house. Literally everything in my house is put away or gotten rid of. That is, most humans don't achieve that.
No.
And so, it's done. I got literally everything done. Even washed the windows, set up all the security stuff before I took off. Although the great one is there, but it's all done. And now I have this completed house with no chores left over aside from cleaning the toilets and mowing and basic maintenance. It's amazing. it's an incredibly high standard of living. So it's all done, which is why I could write a book last winter or last fall. And now where, okay, I could go travel around in Asia. So yeah, that's all done. And I got the Southern Command really dialed in. So aside from regular maintenance, there's nothing left to do. But now I have at least access to 2 houses and in theory never have to snow again. So it's great, but try and explain that. Like, no, this is really a great accomplishment. You have no idea. Like, dude, there's people. I have older friends in South Dakota who they've seen, we've had them over like, you'll never get it done. Yeah, you young, foolish man. You think you're going to get this done. Well, now I got it done. And my buddy Bob, who occasionally comes over, I'm like, look at this, Bob. That's all done. Like, there's nothing left to do here, Bob. And he's a little jealous. He's a little envious. It's like, yeah, you got projects left at your house, don't you? Because you didn't believe, Bob. You didn't believe there was an end to it.
You got to believe. And everything a man can believe, he can achieve.
Yep. So it is. It's a wonderful thing, but I don't think a lot of people either are homeowners, or if they are homeowners, they're your typical homeowner who lets things go. And for 10, you've probably seen that maybe when your folks were married. I'm sure there was a project down the house that your dad didn't do for years and had to get done. That annoying mosquito in the back of your mind isn't there anymore. It's just, I walk in, I get to enjoy my house. It's done.
That happened to me today. Like, you probably have had this. It's so fucking annoying. It's like, I have my trash bin right there.
Yeah.
And I cleaned out the trash. And I needed a new garbage bag.
Yeah.
So I go downstairs. I do everything but get the garbage bag.
Yeah.
I walk back up. I look at the bin. I'm like, mother. You can't go back and you can have the goddamn bag. It's like, why didn't I get this in the first place? Why? It's like, what the?
I learned the value of having a tool belt, because in assembling all the various furniture or whatever, installing the computers or the electronics, and then the lightning strike and having to do a lot of things all over again. So I bought my first tool box arrangement thing. Everything was in a toolbox. I had a tool cabinet, and I got things hung up and everything's organized and saved a lot of time. So I know where everything is. I grab the tool. Everything's organized by measurements. So I know the measurements I got to grab. But the problem is like, oh yeah, I'm going to need this, this, and that. So you grab it, then you go all the way down. You start working like, oh crap, I need an Allen wrench. So now I know the value of having a tool belt and simple shit like that. So you're not going up and down the stairs all the time. No, I got it all right here. And people think that's petty and minor, but it saves you 10 to 15%. You advertise that over years, you're talking days of savings. And so, yeah, I'm completely sympathetic with it. Oh shit, I left it upstairs. I got to go get it now again.
Yeah. No, but like with the tool belt, it's like every time you work on something, you're going to find out. It's like, oh shit, needed this. And then you're got to go get it again. Or you got to look for it because you can't find it. It's like, it is painful. It is a painful activity. And then people are like, why do you have the tool belt for shit like this? Just for shit like this.
People ask me why I have my anti-Chinese butt plug. And I say the reason I have my anti-Chinese butt plug is so the Chinese can fuck me in my ass. Because every time you go down, you got to like counter the Chinese because the metal. I'm not joking about this. Just so you know, the metal coming out of China is shock. The quality of the products coming out of China is shit.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one thing. But if you strip a nut or a bolt because their metal is so bad, now you're fucked. Now you got to go to Home Depot or the department store, find a similar gauge, equal thread, which turns into a 2-hour project. So you have to use your own Allen wrenches, your own tools. You may even want to swap out. You don't like super tighten them down. So you have to play this defense game about all the stuff that you get from China to make sure you don't accidentally strip it or make it impossible to assemble. And so there was a lot of that too, where, I know this is going to make girls very dry. You're not going to be turned on by this, ladies, but the irony is you totally have for this. A guy who knows how to be a handyman by today's standards, to know all the tricks of like, don't use that bolt, can assemble and make your house operate in pristine condition. But you girls need a guy to have a master's degree and be Democrat. But this is actually a skill to have, to like, okay, look out for that, install the software. Some would be similar in IT. I got a new laptop. Do you know the amount of Silicon? I got to get a Silicon Valley butt plug to prevent all the Silicon Valley people trying to fuck me over with, oh, do you want this app? Do you want that app? We can report your information. You want this? You want that? Baby. Like that shit, knowing the IT skills to turn that shit all off or just simply install Linux, it's a good skill to have.
Yeah, pretty much. It saves you a lot of time as well. Like I haven't had a Windows in years. I use an iMac, but I have my former one I had for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then I accidentally spilled coffee over it at the point where the charger goes in. So I was like, okay, that's dead, because like the screen faded, everything.
Right.
And I put it in rice anyway, but I'm like, I mean, get a new one. You know what the most horrible thing was? I had the new one up and running. I had the old one still in the bucket of rice. I'm like, could it work? Take it out of the rice, put it on the table, press the on button, ping. It still works.
I know it works, but can you charge it now?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. That's good.
Yeah. After 10 years and coffee spilled on the fucking charger. It still works.
The only reason I had to get this new laptop, which, by the way, if I blank out video, it happens because, that's how they design it now.
A new laptop.
Isn't it funny? Can't imagine why Aaron's all pissed off.
Jeep.
Kind of. Anyway, to go out to Asia, we're talking a round trip. We're looking at about 40 to 45 hours of flying total. And so I do the math. I'm like, okay, my crap laptop, the battery of which will maybe last 2 hours, that's not going to cut it. And I cannot let 40 hours of flight. I have to make good use of that time. So I found another laptop. The battery lasts 10 hours. I got chargers, so I could charge the battery. I got a USB-C laptop. It's charged through USB-C. My idea was that then I could plug it into an Anchor battery, right? Like probably a Mac or something, or a tablet. Turns out, no, that's just how it charges. It still needs to be plugged into a regular outlet. Fuck you. I don't know why you did that then, but anyway. And it wasn't even that my old laptop wasn't working. It was working great. It still works great. It's just that I cannot let 40 hours of time not be used. So I found a $500 laptop. I'm not putting anything but some very key media files on it. I don't want people stealing it and getting information or anything like that. And I'm going to write 2 short books, in theory, by the time I get back. And, yeah, that's the only reason I bought a laptop. It wasn't that I really needed it. I just needed it specifically for this trip. And so now I'm like, okay, I got 2 laptops now, and one of which I don't really need.
I mean, for you, it's a tax write-off anyway.
Yeah.
And you can earn it back with the books you write, the 2. So.
Yeah. So it will, and it's a weird, because $500 is a lot of money, like that's a big purchase in my world. And and then I sit and I think I know economically it's a no-brainer. Dude, okay, you're 40 hours in the air minimum. Let's just say 50, all right? Sitting at the airports and layovers, I'm probably easily going to be doing 50. So this is $10 per hour being able to use a laptop the entire time. And then, I'm not to brag, but I'm a successful enough author that if I write a book, I'm going to make more than
for a homosexual man. You are
the gay voice of Gen X, for the gayest voice of Gen X.
Representation.
I'm an exceptional author. I will probably make more than $500 on it. So I know this is a money-making move, but there's still that. Oh, 500 done it. Oh, it's like a chunk.
Give it.
Oh, it's a chunk of skin coming out of you, man. Like, because I have a buddy, he's kept me supplied in computers for 15 years. I've never paid more than $100 for a computer, and he'll arm them up, like it'll add extra RAM and all that. I got a 12 gigabyte ThinkPad. What is it? 500 gig hard drive.
Mhm.
And it wasn't the laptop itself is 12 or 13 years old, but he added new innards to it. And I got this really, even by today's standards, I got a really good laptop that can handle a lot of things, almost gaming laptop level. And I think I paid $75 for it because he goes and he, like, companies will throw away their computers and he'll say, hang on, give me that. And then he'll refurbish them and sell them. So,
I mean, all the right friends in all the right places will get you very far. They will get
yeah,
you very far.
well, think about that. I know we focus on cars and school and houses, but computers are a significant expense, or they can be if you're dropping $1,000 every time you buy a new computer.
When I grew up, computers were just coming onto the scene. So I was like, how old was I?
You must have been real young if computers are just coming onto the scene.
Yeah, 9 or 10, maybe something like that. I do
Wait,
remember.
you're not.
I'm from
Computers
the
were coming out in the 80s.
No.
It was the 90s.
no
at least
when they got into households.
the 80s. Well, oh, that's right. You're in a second world country called Europe. Okay, yeah, you guys. America sucks, the capitalist pigs, and here we are with our computer. Yeah, you didn't get computers until 2005.
Your computers, Microsoft DOS 88, where you could play Larry something.
Oh my God, protect us from the communists, but we're going to vote for communism in our own country. We're such contradictory
my
assholes.
black and green screen with numbers. It didn't do
German
shit.
America, come save us and get our bikes back. Anyway, okay, so now it makes sense. Yeah, you guys didn't have computers until 2008. All right.
Windows 95? Maybe it was the first thing. So I was 5. We got Windows 98, I believe. I remember, like, we went to my dad's office and they had computers, and every now and then we could play a video game. But we had this one kid in school, and he was all into computers. This kid was like 8 years old, knew everything about computers, whatever.
Kid's a billionaire today, I bet.
He's doing well, but he went into a 9 to 5 into IT, but he gets paid sufficiently, and he's a good guy. Yeah. He's a good guy. Took him a while. Like at the beginning, it was a bit snobbish, but now he's a good guy. He's got a great girlfriend as well. It was so weird. Like a while back, he hit me up, and he's like, "Yeah, want to come over?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not? I haven't talked to you in ages." Sure. And introduces me to his girlfriend, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, let me show you our game room and shit like that." All of a sudden, they have like Lego collection together.
No shit, really?
She's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, Nintendo, whatever. I'm like, bro, what? What?
He found the one.
I'm like, did you just get a female version of me or something?
Yeah, that sounds great.
She has like so Lord of the Rings was written together with The Hobbit, and then you've got like the Silmarillion, which is like the Bible of Tolkien or whatever. She got a version of that with like silver edged pages, some weird special edition.
So
like,
this is like the coolest girl in all of Europe.
She was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Into Legend of Zelda and all that. Like, bro, the hell.
You know who that reminds me of? She dresses up as anime characters. She's a nice girl. Kinsey reminds me of Kinsey. I'm like, I've never met her personally. I never hung out, but in the years we've had our exchanges over the Twittergrams. I'm like, she's kind of a cool gal if she knows all these. I don't know half the anime characters she dresses up as, but I'm thinking like, yeah, she's a different cat. She's a different type of gal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I thought that was so ironic because I was usually the nerd guy out of everybody, and they every now and then chat on me, and then he introduces me to his girlfriend, and they have a Lego collection together, and they play Switch together and all that, and I'm just like, okay.
It's awesome.
Okay. And they're very happy together. They have a fucking beautiful dog, an absolutely beautiful dog. It's just nice to see when your friends are doing well. Where it's like, yeah,
it is.
I felt so guilty. I forgot Traddy's wife's birthday. I completely forgot. Yeah.
Are you supposed to remember? I don't remember my own folks' birth. Like, if you ask me when my dad's birthday is, I don't know. I only know my mom's birthday.
Of your friends, of your like close friends.
I don't know my friend. I don't know any. Dude, I've missed 3 of my birthdays in my lifetime because I was working overnight shifts, and then I'd go into my birthday the day before, and then I'd sleep, and then I'd wake up dazed and go work the remaining half of my day, but then I go into the next day, and I'm like, wait, did I just miss my birthday? It's like, oh yeah, people, I get cards in the mail, like, happy birthday. I'm like, oh, that was that thing. Yeah, that's right. It happened. Yeah.
Oh, you actually got a card? Somebody cared enough about you to send you.
It's only my parents. They only do that out of guilt.
I was just about to say,
guilt.
Yeah, and even that was like not the best. But like, so the guy into computers, whatever, and like at 14, maybe 15, we bought him a shirt. No, I will not fix your computer.
Nice.
Every time we had shit, it's like, could you come over? And he just sat there like,
Did he ever watch IT Crowd, or have you ever seen IT Crowd? Okay, yeah.
Like,
I ordered. Wait a minute. Hang on, Jack. Can you give me a second?
Go ahead.
Give me a sec. Hang on.
Whoa, Cappy has legs? I thought podcasters didn't have legs. Let me show you something. Yeah, that was my leg. Myth busted. Podcasters have legs.
Darn it.
Cappy's back. Oh my god. Professional podcast.
I thought so. I used to have a shirt that had moss, as in the Obama poster, with the same graphics, and it just said moss. And then I spilled stuff on it, got a rip in it. So I ordered myself a new shirt. And you don't have a gal living with you. So when you have someone living with you, I don't open other people's mail. So all of a sudden all these packages came in, and I'm like, oh, this is all the girls' shit. I'm like, wait a minute. There was one smooshy package that would have had a shirt in it. Mm-hmm. And so I went and I grabbed it and I opened it thinking it was going to be my shirt. And the woman just ordered herself another shit looking sweater that isn't sexy. So it was not my moss shirt.
I haven't worn like shirts with prints in ages.
Shirts for what in ages?
When there was shirts with prints in ages. I used to have all these band shirts and blah, blah, blah. I do have like 2 Slayer tank tops, which is pretty cool. But other than that, I used to have like a Lamb of God t-shirt when the album Sacrament came out, which was 2000 and god damn, when was this? It's got to be 2006. But my girlfriend at the time put a knife through it. So,
were you in it at the time?
Yeah.
Jack, I feel sorry for you, man. You have not had an easy life. Where is she now? Where is she?
Oh man, the last time I talked to her, that was Christ on a horse. That has got to be 2 to 3 years ago.
So not too long ago then.
No, but not long enough.
No.
But apparently all of a sudden she had a lesbian phase or whatever. It's like,
sure.
Of course. It's like,
your enemies will provide you unlimited entertainment for the rest of your life. Because someone it's not like a annual thing I do, but occasionally I'm like, whatever happened to that dickhead? And you can find now anyone on the internet with social media, especially. But one client paid me to look up all the old bankers I used to work with, which I haven't done in years. It's been 15 years since, it's been more like 12 or 13 since I worked in banking. So I looked up some of them are dead. A ton of realtors, a ton of financial advice, like just a bunch of losers. Like they did not recover well. And it is awesome to see all these assholes, bankers or not, ex-girlfriends or not, that end up they're bad people. You can't be fucking mentally ill or a bad person and then expect society to let you get away with it. And society just beats the shit out of you when you're like that. And my God, the lives some of these people have, it's awesome. It's the greatest revenge I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, I don't look that shit up. Where it's like I'm at the Thorvin level of of Finland Saga. Have you seen season 2?
No, I couldn't get into. I watched season 1. It was well done, but that kid cries too much.
Well, no, that's the beauty of season 2, because then it's like, what happens with him after his dream dies? Where it's like,
Okay,
his ultimate dream
was to kill the guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but now somebody else killed the guy. So what now? And it's a beautiful character arc. A beautiful
Okay.
character arc. Go watch it.
I'll go give it another shot.
Go watch season 2. Like there's this beautiful phrase in there where it's like, I have no enemies. It's like, and that's the point where you need to get, because otherwise it will just eat you up.
I disagree. I could not disagree with you more. You know what I was going to recommend you do, Jack, for fun? Go look up your enemies. It's great.
No.
Do you want to hear another story of another enemy of mine? So this dipshit shows up drunk in my course. I was teaching economics. Ends up punching me, kicking my car window in. I mean, literally that drunk for no fucking reason whatsoever. The entire class was shocked it happened. So this guy tries to escape in a yellow punch bug at night, drunk. Cops pick him up. He gets his 3rd DWI or whatever. And this is going years, this is many years ago. And so they passed laws that you need a master's degree to teach. Me and a bunch of other teachers get laid off because they don't have a master's degree. Then I found out later the school let him back in because they didn't know who he was. So he got expelled from school. Then they let him back in. Now, this is a piece of shit who really needs to be put underground, except that'd be too merciful, because guess what life had in store for him?
I don't know.
World of hell. So think this, you just got to let life beat the shit out of the assholes for you. So this guy he got accepted back into school. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a bad thing.
It's a beautiful thing. No, guess why?
Because their life is ruined.
That school charged $37,000 a year for a worthless fucking degree. So he got his worthless degree, went another 37 grand into debt. Didn't even ever work in the field. It doesn't seem right or just, and it seems like, well, that's wrong. It turns out to be so right and so just. Then I hadn't thought about this guy in over a decade. So I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to him. He had a unique name. I look him up. Got into a crippling car accident, still on drugs, arrested for drugs, divorced, a bunch of kids, and just a miserable, literally crippled fucking life. And like no money. I mean, I didn't audit his financial statements, but this guy's got no money. This guy's got a horrible life. And I'm like, God damn, man, I could not tie you up and beat you up as much as I mean, there's nothing I could even do that comes close to what you in life did to yourself. And so I think you should look up these people, because it's good to see bad people suffer. So, Miss Stabby Pants, oh, I'm a lesbian now. I think, how much has that got to fuck with your psychology that you go lick a genitalia that you're not attracted to? Think about that. Think about that. How good could that? I mean, isn't it nice? Isn't it wonderful?
But the thing is, like I mentioned, like it can eat you up, and I'm at that point where it's like, stupid people are gonna do stupid shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to look that up to see that.
Okay.
And I'd rather just focus on me, where it's like, I'll just do that, and what other people do, let other people do it. And it's like, there are some here and there, I hear some stories of old people that I knew. It's like, am I really surprised? Am I?
Yeah, but you don't derive a little bit of joy in watching them shoot their own foot off, essentially?
No.
Wow. You are much more mature than I am. I will readily admit, I'm just like, oh, is that what happened?
Cappy, I play with plastic building blocks and do house hacking with a family member. I am not an adult.
Okay. Well, we could totally have two. If you prefer that peace and serenity, I could totally understand it. But I think everyone should, go look up your enemies, man. They really don't do well. They really don't. It's a wonderful thing to see.
I mean, I get it. But at this point, I know.
I don't obsess about it. It's not like, I got a chart and a spreadsheet I go through every day to look up how miserable people's
A
lives
whole
are.
spreadsheet. By God, man, how many enemies do you have?
No, I don't have a spreadsheet. I don't, but it's...
I know. But like if that was a thing, you should worry about when the economy crashes, where it's like, then you got a lot of people coming after you. It's like, ooh.
Well, I don't think they're coming after me. I got a whole new set of enemies for that. These people, I'm not even a memory, I'm sure, to most of these people. But so they're not going to come after me, and I'm not wasting my time. You're sitting on the toilet and you got a real big dump to take. So you're committed to this for a couple minutes. Saying, I wonder what this gal's up to. Oh, look, divorced single mom posting inspirational quotes on her Instagram or her Facebook. That's funny, and then you just move on. But yeah, we're not talking like I have, like a Sherlock Holmes level of tracking and file system on these people. It's just, as long as you can remember their name, you're like, I wonder what happened. Like, an arrest record. That's great. This is great. This is hilarious.
I mean, sometimes it can actually be fun. I've what was it? There's from years ago, there was also this girl who went to Rotterdam and whatever, now completely butchered her hair, shit like that. Sometimes you see that and it's like, It's like I said, like some things I don't want to see. The biggest enemy I thought I had was my own brother, funnily enough. But he kicked ass. He really kicked ass. He hated high school. He hated normal school. Got his trucker's license. Got his forklift certificate. Got other certificates. Paid off his first mortgage. Has a new mortgage. Built a brand new fucking house. Can't fucking complain. It's like, respect.
Yeah.
Respect. So, I'm not going to go out of my way to look at whomever.
I will, if it's like a little bit of a way. Like if I got nothing else going on. See, now that my houses are done, I got nothing else to do but look at my past enemies and cheer and drink their tears. That's like, no.
You just got to remember, they probably don't even remember you.
Some probably do, but like I said, of no consequence. But yeah, there was one. Okay, all right. Do you enjoy it when an ex of yours got fat? Do you enjoy it that much? Is there just a little glimmer of happiness? Like, do you get a little like, she's fat at all? No? Wow. You are a better moral person than me.
I am a moral fag.
You are a moral individual. I ended up, a buddy of mine's like, hey, come on over. And I guess he was setting me up because he knew me and this one gal dated a little bit. And this is the one that broke Cappy's heart. And he was so sad. Sad Cappy. And he's, make sure you bring your convertible and you look good. I'm like, oh, okay, because this girl's going to be there. I'm like, really? I'm like, okay, well, I'll head on over. I come over, door answers. If I didn't know it was her, if he didn't tell me it was her, I would not have recognized her. She got so fat, divorced, kids, all that. And this girl never did anything wrong to me. She just didn't want to go out with me anymore. And there I actually felt sad. I was like, oh, geez. Okay.
I have had friends, like actual friends like that, who like looked great, did great, things like that. And then all of a sudden they just dropped off. I mean, they were financially successful and things like that, but like in the health department, it's like, there was one guy, and this is going to end sad. One guy was the guitar player of like the local band, blah, blah, blah. And he was very much into like the Instagram thing, and he wanted to be popular. And he was in the music scene. He was in the Dutch music scene, and he actually got pretty far. The guy hung himself.
Really?
Yeah. Was in crippling debt.
A musician in crippling debt, you don't say.
Yeah, to keep up the appearance.
Wow.
It's actually pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
It's like I can't enjoy that. It's like
I never understood hanging.
You know what I thought was way worse?
What's that?
That everybody always talk behind his back, like, oh, he's a giant douche and he's a like a British cigarette for like doing his band thing and blah blah blah. All those same fucking people showed up at his funeral.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow.
Oh, we used to hang around. We used to hang out in high school. Blah blah. You didn't even fucking like him. Go away. Seriously, I would rather have only one person show up at my funeral than 10 of those.
Oh yeah, easy all day. No, you guys are gonna do something cool with my corpse, right? Like if I die, we ain't just gonna.
Oh man, I'm gonna give that to Vince. Do it what you want. Use it as a display.
You guys have put me up and so I can't wait. I mean, I won't be there, but it would be great to see what you guys do with my corpse. I'm sure you guys would form a great
I hope
committee.
we could like stuff it like what you do with dead animals, where you what's the word?
Taxidermy.
Yeah, where you like taxidermy it, put it in a certain where you do a certain gesture and just put it at Bucky's. Or at Perkins. Something like that. Our greatest consumer.
You can't get the finger. As long as you, before the rigor mortis, get that finger up, okay? That's the number one thing. I don't care about the rest of it. Get the finger up, all right?
You spend your whole life promoting minimalism, and then you will be remembered as a consumer.
As a consumer.
That will be my final fuck you to you.
Do you know how many people they're like that? They have this incredible body of other work, but they're remembered for one obscure thing. Like TFM comes to mind, where he does a podcast, and I think he's an economist. No one can know for sure, but this man has had he's done a million other things. Served in war, military, analyst. He's just done a lot of other stuff, but he'll forever be known as the guy who photoshopped a smile on Brie Larson's face for the Marvels. You know, like that. Really? That's what I go down for, huh?
That's what TFM is remembered for? I thought it was
by most of society, yes. Like that's what he's most known for. But you know, you could cure cancer, but if you had a one-hit wonder, like famous song for "Don't Do That with Your Pants Down," and then but then a small little footnote, and also cured cancer. That's that's how the world rolls.
Yeah, because like TFM had great economic podcasts as well.
Still does.
And I'm not gonna lie, every now and then, like if and when you're angry and you listen to TFM, it's kind of soothing.
He's very happy. Yeah. He's very,
No. Oh, but he can be angry. Or he reads a news article about some dumb bitch doing something. Yeah. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. Jesus Christ.
He does it's an interesting character and that all this bad shit is happening. He's acutely aware of it. He's come from a horrible background, poverty and all that, single mom. And yet he's one of the more contented people I know. When you listen to his podcast, just having a good time. Hey man, we're here. Yeah, YouTube took us down, but we're still around. What's going on? And I was just like, yeah, and he's political, but I think the philosophy is more positive and optimistic. So if you don't want to look into the abyss, I guess you could get some you can glean that from his podcast. But yeah, you're gonna. I think for the other podcasts you want to watch that aren't political, yeah, you're gonna have to get. Have you thought about just something like pure? There's got to be a Lego podcast.
A couple, but they're also like, that's the problem with hobbies.
Yeah.
Because I do get when people make the jokes about Legos. It's just hobbies are a very, very unattractive space in general. Like Henry Cavill plays Warhammer, but the majority of people who play Warhammer do not look like Henry Cavill.
Yeah. I had that happen to me last night because I was trying to find the movie theater that it was in. You go to the big theater and there's like 16 theaters. And I'm like, well, which one is mine? And then I see all the nerds walking. And I'm like, oh, there we go. And
there we go.
For what? Not joking. I was by far the best looking person in that theater, which is not saying much, but yeah, you can tell.
Watson and I have gone to Lego fairs, and it's the same thing, and it's very weird having 42-year-old women hitting on you. It's a very weird phenomenon.
They're not exactly the best looking 42-year-old women, I'm going to guess either.
She wasn't a bad looking woman.
Really? Okay.
No. But I was like, stop hitting on me. Like, I know what you're doing. Stop it. Like,
oh God, no. Jack, she wants to have sex. Oh no.
Ooh, gross.
You wouldn't want to have some 42-year-old having sex.
No. Only when I'm 60. Who knows? Jenkins for €2. Thank you very much, Jenkins. Appreciate it. Let Cappy pronounce. Okay.
Okay, here we go.
You want me to do it first?
No. Prick's fault. Is this like one of them phlegmy, like, is that
No.
kind of what I got it? All right.
Price. Kwaliteit. Verhouding.
I can get the verhouding, but man, it is not spelled phonetically.
No, it isn't. So it's like price quality comparison.
Is that all one word?
Yeah.
Wow. That's lengthy. Price
value
quality.
For money.
Price quality. What's the base for English? It's price quality comparison.
Yeah, so it's value for money, but in Dutch.
Price okay, all right, I got it.
Yeah, prijs-kwaliteitsverhouding. First super chat of the day. Thank you very much, sir.
Good. What are you gonna do with your €2?
Buy an ice cream, I guess.
You buy ice cream in winter?
Fuck no.
Yeah, I was about to say it's a little chilly for ice cream.
Yeah, I do love the soft serve though.
Oh.
Like gelato and soft serve.
That's
the combo.
If you ever come visit, there's a gelato place that has like all the citrus type, like grapefruit and lemon and raspberry and mango. But then they have this mint chocolate chip gelato, but they actually put 100 high quality weapons grade mint oil in it. So not only do you taste it, you can smell it. It's so pungent. And that's the best gelato ever. So if you ever come out here to the cool part of the United States, I will take you to that place.
Yeah, we got an Italian gelato place here. It's nice. But it's like I said, gelato with soft serve, with whipped cream. It's like,
wait, so they mix it together and then put whipped cream on top? Two scoops are separate? Okay, explain it to me.
So you've got like your cup.
Yeah.
You put 4 scoops of gelato in it. Whatever flavor.
Okay.
So I always go for like the full-blown candy flavor. So it's like, I want the cookie flavor, I want the white chocolate, I want the mocha, and I want the Kinder Bueno. That's what I want. Then they top that, or at least I ask about that because I'm the only one who's insane enough to do it. Like, could you put soft serve on that? So they put the thing on the soft serve. It's like, like the thing McDonald's never works.
Yeah.
So you've got like your cup with gelato with soft serve on top. And then I'm like, put whipped cream on that. Because fuck you.
And then what, you don't eat for 5 days afterwards?
Oh, I do.
Oh, you do?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, sir, I do. I don't know. It's like, I just burn calories while living, I guess. I'm high on life. I don't know. Yay.
Also, when you get here, there's a company called BJ's Brew House. We're going to get you a Pizookie. They give you a chocolate.
I don't want to go to a place that's called BJ's, Captain.
Well, Vince isn't there, so you're safe. Anyway, but you get a cookie about this big, and it's hot and warm and soft and gooey, and they put like 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and then caramel dressing on top with chocolate chips. It's 1380 calories.
I can do that.
Yeah. I usually save that for after a long hike, and then I reward myself. But it's good.
To whom was I talking about this? Oh, God, who was this? Was this Red Hawk or was this Nuke? One of the two. I was talking to. Like, all my podcasts divulge into food, which is
really
okay. Yeah, a lot. It's like the triple Whopper. Ever had that?
No, I didn't even know such a thing existed.
But you got to ask for it.
Well, that's probably. I rarely go to Burger King. You got you got Burger King over in Europe?
Of course.
I didn't know. I don't know. I've been there once. I didn't like it.
We are sophisticated, sir. We are cultured by your culture.
You took nothing but the finest of culture that American culture had to offer. You got Burger King. Yes, good.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
But it's the triple Whopper. That thing is 1,500 calories.
Wow.
In a burger.
Yeah.
I love it. I freaking love it. You want to wrap this one up?
Yeah, I'm gonna go take a shower. Oh no, I already took a shower. I gotta go do stuff. Yeah, I gotta go to the gym and
To the gym to get the abs.
to get
Are
the
you
abs.
looking jacked?
Yeah, I've been working out regularly. Because I got time now. In an ironic sense, when I was doing the landscaping, which is very labor intensive, back in South Dakota, I'm in about a $145, and I dropped down to 138, and I didn't have to go to the gym because I was just hauling rock. And I started getting abs because, surprise, you burn calories of energy, and I wasn't eating carbs or sugar.
So your grinder profile got all popular.
Yeah, my grinder profile got popular. Yeah, no, I'm in really good shape. It's like it's just the diet. You just have to like not eat anything good or fun, and then it goes away. But yeah, now that I don't have a shit ton of work to do, it's actually easier. Well, I'll point out one thing and then we'll get going. But there were always the popular kids, the guys who were like really jacked and good looking back in school or college. Do you know why they were that way, Jack?
Because they had nothing to do.
They had nothing to do but go hit the gym. Mom and dad paid for their shit. A friend of mine who's a jacked, yeah.
I see that so many times. Like they're young and then they're jacked. I'm like, you got to keep that up. But that's like a big mistake a lot of young guys make, where they go hard, they go too hard, they get some stupid injury, and then they can't work out when they're 30. And then if you're a guy in his 30s and 40s or his 50s who works out, you're miles ahead of everybody in the looks department.
Yeah. But these guys,
but then you choose to play with Legos.
Right. Well, they do go to the gym. It wasn't like, life was easy, parents are rich, and then you're jacked. No, but they have the time to go to the gym. They don't have to work the part-time job and then go to school on top of it. And so now I'm kind of at that stage where all the work is done on the house. Now all of a sudden I have free time and without stress. And I think that's a key thing. Without stress, I can go to the gym very regularly. Like I rarely miss a workout now. And oh my God, surprise, getting good sleep, getting good rest, not being stressed, and hitting the gym regularly. I'm like, this is how you guys did it. That's it, it must have been real tough with mom and dad paying for your shit. No wonder you had time to go to the fucking gym. I get it now.
Even though it doesn't take a whole lot of time to like get good looking in the gym. If you can do sessions of an hour 3 times a week. But it takes a bit longer. But if you just do that consistently. But I was just thinking like how ironic of like real MGTOWs. Like real MGTOWs.
Yeah, all 3 of us.
Like they finally go to the gym and things like that. They finally get attractive, but they're tired of dating. Irony.
Well, people are like, you think you might get a little side girl? I'm like, no. Are you fucking joking me? Do you know what a pain in the ass that would be? I get occasionally like some interest, not so much in person, but on the internet. And I'm like, especially if I post, I post the occasional picture like, hey, I'm at the gym with my stupid Snoopy shirt. And a lot of that is marketing, I won't lie. But then, some girls like, oh, hey. I'm like, nah, it sounds like a pain in the ass. This just sounds like a royal fuck. I'm almost 50. I've been there. No, not going to happen. Like, if you show up, if you can promise, you show up, you shut up, you go away, maybe, but that is never going to happen. Like, no, I like my peace and quiet.
I think it's a pure fucking irony. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Hit the like, subscribe if you haven't. You know where you can find Aaron. I tagged him in the thingamajig in the title. That's what it's called. Jenkins, thank you very much for the super chat. Take us out.
Toodles.
There we go. Bop, bop.